and welcome to a new edition of Coffee or Tea with Nancy Forlini. So, when I started this web series, what I did is that I wanted to inspire you, motivate you, inform you, whether it is on inspiration, motivation to become the best that you can be, give you some real estate news and tips. And also I talked about entertainment, and so far I hadn't done anything about it. And Chrissy, my stepdaughter, told me, Nancy, you got to do something about entertainment. I've been waiting for that. So here it is. This week, it's all about entertainment, but I'm not doing it alone because I'm really not the specialist. And I have the perfect person. I have a guest that I'm going to invite to join us right now, who is actually working for us. He is my stepson. His name is Gianni Fiasche. He's the founder of Snob Reviews and the Snob Media, and he does all kinds of things, comedy shows, and he's really amazing, and worked for Just for Laugh. And this year is going to be quite difficult for him because all his shows are canceled, all the festivals are canceled. So let's see what we can bring him on and see what we can do together to maybe inspire you to watch a new series or listen to something. And let's see what he's got to say. So please welcome my guest today, my stepson, Gianni Fiasche. Put your video, Gianni. Here you are.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm great.
Fun.
Yeah.
This is fun. It's usually I'm alone talking to the camera,
Yeah.
and today, well, I'm talking with you, and actually I'm not talking to the camera, I'm talking to the audience, but
Yeah.
I'm very happy to have you today with me. It gives me a little break as well, so welcome.
Yeah. And who better to have than me to talk about entertainment?
Absolutely. So tell me something, Gianni. What have you been up to in this confinement? Have you been watching a lot of TVs? Have you been preparing new shows to go? I know you've started a new series on the web as well. So can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, first of all, are you? Do you have your tea or your coffee?
I have my tea.
What are you drinking?
You know which one is my favorite, my happy tea, my matcha tea. So this is my happy tea. Everybody at the office knows me about that. This tea, when I take it, it always makes me happy. It gives me a nice little buzz, and it's a peach matcha from David's Tea. So I love, 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 love this tea. So here you go. What about you?
Cheers. I have chlorophyll water.
Okay.
But it's good. It antioxidizes the body, so it's good.
Fantastic. So you're taking good care of yourself during confinement.
I am.
Great, by the way.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you. Good.
So yeah, no, I've been doing a lot of things, trying to move forward in these times, and definitely Netflix has been there for all of us, I think, in these times. And there's a lot of good series out there, and I know you've been watching some. You work all the time, but when you try to decompress, I know you're like, hey, what's a good series to watch or something? So you're always good. But I know we've been watching something together, not together in the same room, but at the same time. And one of those series on Netflix right now is Hollywood.
Yes, I finished it already. Did you?
Yeah, I did. I finished it in 2 days, I think.
Yes. So did we. I mean, actually, I watched it. My mom was here spending some time with us. And, I'm trying to keep her with us as much as possible during this confinement. And this was a series that she really enjoyed because it's her era.
Right.
And, anything from that era, I love as well. So it was quite entertaining and nice flow of a story.
Yeah, if people aren't familiar, it's pretty much like a reimagining of what Hollywood, because some events that happened in the show would never have happened back in those days, with the actors and the different topics and politics and things. So it's like a reimagining of what Hollywood would be, kind of now, if it would be, it's very entertaining. The actors are good. Everything.
You know what I liked about it also, it's that it was not a 3-season series. Like sometimes these 3, 4, 5, 6 season series right now at this time, and to start one and go through the whole thing, I think it's a little bit too much. And usually, like you say, when I work, I mean, I rarely watch TV. I don't have
Yeah.
time. And but once in a while, maybe once every 2 months, I have to binge on a series, and I could watch it from one day, from the morning till night, and finish the whole series. And then the next day, whoop, back to work, and I'm like fully re-energized. I'm disconnected. It felt good.
Yeah. And I know you also enjoy, I don't watch it, but I know you enjoy Velvet Collection. Is that what it's called?
Well, for any ladies out there, any women, and especially if you have your mom still alive, that's in about the age range of my mom. My mom is 89 years old, and Velvet Collection. It's actually a Spanish show, and it's about fashion in the area of the 50s and 60s, and it's subtitled. It was driving Nick. It was driving your dad crazy whenever we would watch it. I mean, he would go bananas just to hear the voice of the Spanish voices. And my mom and myself, I mean, that was our little moment together. And I loved it. I loved it. It was like a telenovela, very
Yeah.
romantic, uh, great actors. And they're actually like, they're pretty good, the Spanish shows. But you know what happens with this?
What?
Is that now in my newsfeed from Netflix, they always
Suggest
refer me,
types of things.
suggest me Spanish shows.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to watch subtitle all the time,
Yeah.
but that was a good one. So any women out there that want to watch something that from the era of the 50s in fashion, romance, and love, Velvet Collection is a great one. That was one of, we watched it last year, my mom and I, and it was quite fun.
That's cool. The other thing that I've been watching, and I feel like you'd very much appreciate it as well, is The Last Dance, which is the documentary series about Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. I have zero.
Started.
What's that?
We just started it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just started it. So we watched one episode. That's it so far, but it's something that I definitely want to watch.
I have zero interest in basketball, but I'm up to date. I haven't stopped watching it since I started it. It's just so intriguing. The story is very, very motivating and very inspiring. And he was the best basketball player of all time.
That makes me happy to hear that something from sports and from like from inspiration, motivation, and that it actually like ignited an interest in you. So
yeah, I can't stop watching it. I'm not joking.
Wow. You're stunning right now. I mean, I know you. I mean, like, wow, fantastic.
And everyone that I've told to watch it, who are also not sports fans, they all enjoy it because I'm a child from the 90s. Michael Jordan was a big thing in the 90s. It's definitely it's something everyone should watch.
Did you finish it?
No, it's every week. They release 2 new episodes every week. Next week is the last week. And so I'm up to date. So I'm at episode 8, and there's 9 and 10 that come out next week.
So let me ask you something, being your stepmom, but also your boss. And if we compare, team with teams, because we always say there's always a relation with a real estate team, and real estate, it's like a sports. And we always compare it in our meeting with sports. What is a takeaway that you would say that from watching this that we can either start implementing in our team, or that you would say, you know what, we got to focus a little bit more on that? What would you say?
That's a very good question. Yesterday, when I was watching the new episodes, something came up and I wish I would have remembered it more, but it was something so powerful that I thought about you and my dad, and I said, oh, they're going to like that. But it was about the team, because at one point Michael Jordan he was losing games every game, and it was after he retired and he came back, and then he was losing games, and then something clicked in his brain, and he's like, I'm not losing a game this series. And then he went on and to win the championship and all that stuff. But I don't remember the quote. There was one specific thing that he said in the show, in the series, and I was like, oh, okay. That's Nancy and Nick.
Okay. Which episode is that, so that I can remember? And I'll
episode 8, I think.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely, and
Yeah.
I'll let you know about it. For
But
sure.
definitely a lot of things. It's not just sports. It can touch a lot of different subjects. It's not necessarily sports. Like you said, if you have a team, we have a team. A lot of things can be implemented from that.
Absolutely. There's definitely a correlation between
Yeah.
high performance
Mm.
and sports, and how we can bring it into the business world, and which, the great teams, they all make a correlation between
Right.
uh, both type of teams. But let me ask you, what's your favorite of all time, since you have a membership to Netflix?
Since I have a membership to that, that's a good question. Um, I would definitely go with Stranger Things. Maybe it's a sci-fi. It's set in the 80s. I like the vibe of the show. It's set in the 80s. Everything is very meticulously placed to make it look like the 80s. But it's
Again?
Stranger Things. It's aliens and stuff.
Okay. Hmm.
It feels like a Back to the Future type thing,
Okay.
but or not Back to the Future, like ET style.
Okay, so again,
Uh,
bring you back the child of the 90s, and
yeah,
yeah.
definitely that. And there's another series you started watching, but then you stopped. Bloodline.
Bloodline, I only have the last one to watch, the
Yeah,
last season, because your dad did not get into it.
yeah,
And so, like,
yeah,
I didn't, but did you watch the last season?
yeah. I did. I loved it. The last season is not very good, but the first two seasons are very good.
But which series remind me a little bit of Bloodline? It's Ozark.
Oh, you watching Ozark?
Ozark, I've done it all, yeah, so far, yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't gotten into it. It's is it worth it?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's very, it's like Bloodline, like it's a
Okay.
slower pace, but
It's dark.
very,
Yeah.
very dark. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
All right.
enjoy
Cool.
Ozark. Yeah, definitely,
And,
definitely. So
and then if I
I have some that are, like romance, and then I have those that are like more
yeah,
dark, and then I have the
because you
other
like Money Heist too, I think.
Money Heist. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a good one. But again, your dad did not get into it, so that's why,
Uh,
like sometimes I have to watch it when he's not around. And
right.
lately, well, we're really confined together, so
Yeah.
you gotta give us a suggestion for both of us together. We'll
Uh,
definitely continue Last Dance, that's for sure,
yeah. Yeah.
and that's for sure. And which other one would you say, like for whoever's listening right now,
Yeah.
watching us?
If
What are
you're
your
not
top five? What are your top five?
tough, well, I don't really have a top five. I have a few suggestions that I've watched throughout the confinement. So I mean, uh, Tiger King. If you want to watch something that's brainless and just really, what the hell is going on, you watch Tiger King. It's a
Okay.
documentary series. It will blow your mind for how stupid people are. Um, Schitt's Creek is a Canadian show. It's about a wealthy family that lose all their money and they have to move to a small town in Canada.
Okay.
It's hilarious. What else? Um, you know what was funny? Do you know what the top trending show on Netflix is of all time?
No.
One of your favorites, The Crown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently, yeah. I don't know. I just researched that before.
Wow. I'm surprised. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next series.
Yeah.
Maybe because of everything that's happening right now
Maybe.
with Prince Harry and his wife, and
Maybe.
leaving, like
The family.
the family. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what is piquing the interest. But definitely, it's a very well done. I find the acting is really good. It's portraying what I have in my mind about the
Mm.
crown, and all that. All that
Good.
stuff. But no, it's a wow. I'm surprised that it's one of the. I expected more something like Narcos or Breaking
Right.
Bad, or
Yeah.
something like that. Because
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, I've never watched it. Never
Okay.
wanted. I don't know. I was not attracted, but everybody's telling me you gotta watch. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch
If
it. Now there's a new one that I think it's a continuous of
Yeah, Better Call Saul, it's called.
Better
Yeah.
Call Saul. Did you watch
Yeah.
that?
No, I didn't get into that, but Breaking Bad, I watched it all.
Yeah.
At the time when it had came out, I watched it all.
There was
It's
a big.
it's like yeah, it's like an always. It was at the time. Breaking Bad was the best show since The Sopranos. Let's say.
Okay.
Yeah, now there's a ton of shows, but like Ozark is like, I mean, Breaking Bad is like Ozark. Ozark is like Breaking Bad. You know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
interesting.
And I mean, I don't know. That's it for me.
Well,
I don't know if you had
I
any other.
watched recently Unorthodox.
Oh,
And
I want to watch that. Yeah,
again, I liked it because it was a limited series.
yeah.
So, we all watched it together, my mom, Nick, and I. And it's about the Jewish Orthodox family and the courage and inspiration and tradition.
Hmm.
And it was interesting because I did not know much about the tradition in the
Those
Jewish
families. Yeah,
Orthodox and those families. I know some of them, but not all of them. But it was like quite interesting, and I enjoyed it. I can actually, and the girl who's, I don't remember the name of the actress, but she was so good. I
yeah.
mean,
I'm gonna
over.
watch that next, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
no, it's very good, and the ending, like a bit surprising about the ending, the way it ends, and it's based on a true story, and was quite inspiring. I really enjoyed it. Oh,
that's
that's
amazing.
and Last Dance. I'm going to be starting it this week, but as you know, I mean, you're not back to work yet,
But you
but
are.
we are. We
Yeah,
are.
real estate.
So it's time to, you know what I say, huh? Lift up the sleeve
Yeah,
and start
but you
working.
have
And
to put your gloves now. Put the
yeah,
gloves and your mask.
and definitely we're going to be concentrating our time more on helping our clients buy or sell their real estate. And I mean, it's going to be once in a while on weekends
Yeah,
and at night, once in a while. I'll continue the Last Dance, that's for sure. Last Dance is, for me, it's going to be more like work to go and apply
yeah, yeah,
some of the strategies in
yeah.
the MBA into our team. So I can definitely say that it's more working than watching TV.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to do something like that. Gianni, I think, I mean, this wraps it up. It's been
Thank
amazing
you.
to have you over. It's fun to have a guest on this edition of the Coffee or Tea with me. And definitely, I'm going to have more guests in the future.
Yes,
And I want to thank you. Thank you for your
thank you.
wisdom. And whoever's watching, whoever's listening, if you have any series that you really loved and that maybe are flying under the radar, and let us know. Put some comments. Let us know maybe, and for everybody who's watching this capsule, this edition, that that there's other things that we might have not talked about. And if ever you want to know more about movies, shows, comedy, music, make sure you follow my steps on Gianni Fiasche. Gianni, you want to say where they can follow you?
Yeah, you can follow me at Snob Media, Facebook, Instagram. I'm there every day. Reviews are there. Then you can message me, and that's it. Just reach
And
out.
something on the Friday night. You want to talk a little bit
Yeah,
last minute
uh,
to wrap up with this?
yeah. Friday nights, my friend and I, Tommy, we do what's called the lockdown. Since we're all pretty much on lockdown, every week we send out a new topic, and you give us your suggestions. And then the night of, it's an interactive Instagram live, and so you put your comments in the chat, and we talk about that topic that we bring up that week. Usually, it's about music, movies, comedy. We do some about food because my friend Tom is a chef. So, but it's fun.
And it's picking up quite well. Huh? You have some people from Australia, I think, that you mentioned that.
That's the podcast. Now
That's
you really
the
want me
podcast.
to talk about
Yeah,
a lot of
you
things.
have a
Yeah,
podcast as well. So you're pretty much the entertainment guy. That's my
yeah,
next podcast, maybe. You'll have to
good
help.
idea.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you'll have to help me out. So which one is your podcast? Can you want to tell the
Yes.
audience so that if they want to listen to you?
So the podcast is Snobcast, and it's released every Tuesday, and we talk about entertainment, and that's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc., etc. Wherever you get podcasts, it's most probably there. Snobcast every Tuesday.
Super.
Thank
Well,
you.
Gianni, thank you again, and we'll speak very soon. And everybody that is watching right now, I just want to say thank you for being there, and I hope this entertained you a little bit. And we'll see you all next week. And in the meantime, make your week count. Have a good one.